Teach me.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Starkside. While you're here, please support the channel by hitting the like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell. You might be wondering why the backdrop here is different, so I actually went back to my hometown for the upcoming holidays. Anyway, today we'll be talking about the Marvel Legends Armadillo Wave, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange. Here we have Doctor Strange in the standard Marvel Legends packaging. At the front, we have a movie logo for Spider-Man No Way Home, as well as a label that says Doctor Strange. At the top, we have the spider logo for MCU Spider-Man. At the side, we have a nice image of Doctor Strange. Same on the other side. And at the back, there's a brief bio of the character. If you want to read that, you can pause the video. And here we have the other figures from the wave. Alright, let's get Doctor Strange out of the packaging. And here we have Doctor Strange. We're actually just a few weeks away from the release of the movie, but we actually already have an idea of the extent of Strange's role in this movie. What we know from the trailers is that Peter approaches Strange for help in restoring his secret identity. We also know that the spell doesn't really work the way they want, and this results in villains from other universes like Doctor Octopus and Green Goblin entering the MCU. Now, before we talk about the figure itself, let's go over the accessories. Besides the Build-A-Figure piece, this Doctor Strange figure comes with two pairs of alternate hands, two Eldritch magic effects, the Eye of Agamotto, and the Cloak of Levitation. Taking a closer look at the alternate hands, so we have this weapon holding / grabbing hand that I think we've seen before. It's got this nice flesh tone, nice sculpt, nothing too crazy about this. Same goes for these open hands. We've seen them before with other figures like Thor and some previous Doctor Strange figures. We've also got this new Eldritch magic effects. I don't think we've seen this before. The sculpt and detail on these effects are really well done. Nice bright yellow-orange paint apps on these effects. I do wish they added some different paint apps on the lines to make the details pop even more, like what they did with this magic effect on a previous Doctor Strange figure. But this still looks good. The lack of the paint on the lines doesn't really bother me that much. Anyway, porting these in is fairly easy. We got this handpiece sculpted in each one of these effects. You just do it like so, and yep, looks good. Taking a closer look at the Eye of Agamotto accessory, this looks amazing. I mean, comparing it with the Eye of Agamotto accessory from a previous Doctor Strange figure, you can see the significant improvements that Hasbro made. This new one looks so much cleaner. The details are much more obvious as well. Wow. I also like the paint apps on this new one because they're much more film accurate. As you can see with these straps here, it's got this red paint on the side. Yeah, that looks great. Taking a closer look at the Cloak of Levitation, I'm loving what they gave us here. The details are sculpted very nicely on this cloak accessory. I'm liking this flat red paint apps that they used on this cloak. Comparing it with a previous Cloak of Levitation, so this one came from the Zombie Hunter Spidey, but I'm actually using it for an old Doctor Strange figure. This old one doesn't really have a lot of sculpted details on it. Anyway, this new cloak accessory here has a peg, so porting it in is very easy. You just do it like so. And if you also have the Strange Supreme figure, you can use the Time Stone Mandela effect from that on this new Strange as well. And yep, this looks so cool. And if you also have the J. Jonah Jameson figure, you can use the hands from that as well. So this gives you more display options for your figure. Taking a closer look at the figure itself, starting with the head sculpt, Hasbro nailed it with this one. I think this head sculpt here completely captures the likeness of Benedict Cumberbatch. Wow, this looks really good. Comparing it with the very first MCU Doctor Strange figure that we got, this is really a major upgrade. The flesh tone looks really good. I'm also finding no issues with the paint apps whatsoever. Nice sculpt and paint on the hair as well. We even got the gray streaks at the sides. Wow. Good job, Hasbro. Looking at the rest of the figure, so some parts of this figure seem to be reused, but some parts are also new. This upper torso here is definitely a new piece. Comparing it with a previous figure, yep, it's definitely new. I'm liking the details we're seeing on the robes here. The blue paint apps here look really clean, I like that. Looking at the back of the figure, there's not much to see except for this peg hole here for the cloak of levitation. Paint apps are consistently clean, that's great. The arms here are new pieces as well, as evidenced by the pinless elbows here, so I like that. Nice wrinkling in the sleeves, very well done. I'm also liking the straps here in the forearms. I'm actually glad they painted them brown here and not just lazily painting them blue all over, so that's great. Taking a look at the rest of the body here, we're really getting a lot of details. For instance, I didn't notice it at first, but there's actually a sling ring sculpted here, which I find really cool. I also do want to point out that the belt here looks like it's a separate piece. Yeah, I think it is a separate piece. I might be wrong. If you do know, please let me know in the comments below. The skirt here is also done nicely. It's also made of this softer material. Comparing it with the skirt on the old figures, I think it should help with moving the figure around. Looking at the legs themselves, so I think these pieces here look reused. You can see that Hasbro didn't use pinless technology here on the knees. Anyway, they still do look great. Nice wrinkling and everything. Nice details on the boots as well. Overall, I think the paint apps and the sculpt on this new Doctor Strange figure are really good. There's a lot of improvements over the old Doctor Strange figures, so yeah. Let's go over the articulation for this Doctor Strange figure. So Doctor Strange can look up that far, that looks great. And he can look down as well. His head does rotate. There's some forward-backward shifting motion there. He's got this nice neck pivot, I like that. His arms can bend upward that far, reaching the 90-degree mark, and he can bend them down all the way as well. His shoulders rotate 360. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. His wrists rotate and move up and down. So this wrist movement here is the same for his alternate hands. He also has a diaphragm pivot that allows him to move sideways, bend forward, backward, and rotate side to side. His legs can kick forward only that far, and not so much backwards. His hips move outward, but only that far. So even if the skirt here is made of a softer material compared to the previous figures, it still really hinders the leg articulation. Anyway, he does have an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, calf rotation. His ankles do move up and down as well, and he also has ankle pivot. Now for some figure comparisons, here's the new Doctor Strange figure next to the very first Doctor Strange figure that we got, and I think the difference is very obvious here. You can also try a head swap if you want. The new Doctor Strange head does fit on the peg on the old body, but it doesn't really look that good because of the difference in the flesh tone here. But for the old Doctor Strange head, it doesn't really fit on the new body, so yeah. And here's Doctor Strange next to Spider-Man in his integrated suit. Seeing them here side by side makes me really excited to see them on screen and Spider-Man No Way Home. And here's Doctor Strange next to some other figures from this wave that I already have. We have the Spider-Man integrated suit, J. Jonah Jameson, and Spider-Man Miles Morales. If you haven't seen my reviews of these three figures, go check that out. And if you want to try a head swap, you can do it. The Doctor Strange head does fit in on the J. Jonah Jameson body. So if you want some casual Doctor Strange display options, you can do it using this body. So that's my review of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Doctor Strange. Overall, this figure has great accessories, excellent sculpt, excellent paint apps, very well done. It also has decent articulation, which I think can be improved. I wish they would do something with the skirt piece there so that it won't hinder the leg articulation. If you actually missed out on the previous Doctor Strange figures, I think you should go for this new one instead because of the much improved head sculpt. And if you're wondering where I got this figure, I bought it off a local toy store here in the Philippines called Hypebeast. If you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of my review. Please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you still haven't, hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell. You can also follow me on social media, links in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.